Some of us have to work on the East Coast tomorrow, so
fair enough. What's work like? It's been a long time.
Exhausting.
Glad I don't have that problem.
But glad we were able to make this happen. Glad I could be here. I'm a little under the weather this weekend, as you can probably hear. But you know, powering through. We'll make it work, make it happen. Happy to be here. This is, you know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're clapping now, but what you don't know is that he and I both tested positive for the Ebola virus. So if you've been anywhere within like 30 feet of us this weekend, sorry guys. Yeah, we're all. Winchester's never.
This
died,
is just
so we'll
vodka, so I'm powering through.
Poisoning it away. The shirts are gonna. What the fuck does that have to do with vodka? Your shirts are gonna come off. What?
No, that's tequila. That's tequila.
That's right.
Yeah, that's later this afternoon.
I'll take pictures.
No, but thanks. I do. Yeah, getting back to Toronto this evening, working Vault Rising is we are moving ahead over there. We're now finishing up block 1, which is 2 episodes. They shoot them in blocks. I did bring a friend with me who I'd like to point out.
Yeah.
I said a friend. Not a brother. But soon to be a brother. You guys put your hands together for Will Hockman back here in the back. Stand up, Will, stand up. Come on, give the crowd somebody to look at. Will is with me on Vault Rising right now. He plays Torpedo, and he is a stellar castmate and even a better human being. So he was interested in seeing what this was all about. He had a few days off, and I was like, man, you want to tag along to Vancouver? And he was like, let's go, baby. So you guys are not only giving us a lot of love, but you're putting on a great show for my dear friend. And so anyway, Will, welcome to the family, pal.
And not entirely unrelated, but to your prior statement, he is 10, 15 years younger than we are, and he's ripped. So his shirt is coming off.
That's right.
Later.
Yeah, surprise, Will. You were actually brought for a reason.
Thank you in advance.
He's like, I'm fine with that. That's cool.
Fine. Anyways, let's get to some audience questions. That was a fast hand. I'm gonna go with you. I usually give it to him, but that was quick. Unless you were just checking for deodorant. I've seen that before too. I've done that before. Yeah, I might do it later.
No, I definitely have a question. Jensen, you had actually said something that resonated a lot with me in a past con recently. That was when you're at home with your kids and you're putting them to bed and taking that extra time with them to really hear what they have to say, because they get all wound up and they're like, oh, I just want to take some time for myself. Mm-hmm. But and so I really took that to heart and have been doing that with my son, and just kind of like asking him questions and being like, what else do you have to say? What else do you have to say? And I'm getting these really interesting responses. It's so funny. So I'm just curious for you two, if in kind of that time when you're putting your kids to bed, if you've heard anything really interesting or funny, just memorable.
Oh my God, so much.
Yeah, constantly. Because their little brains are just, firing on all cylinders in that moment. But it's because they feel like they're in that safe space. So they can, they can be like that, and they can ask these questions, and they can tell these stories, and they can just be as open as maybe they can't be when they're at school all day and they're in a world where they don't necessarily feel as comfortable as they do at home. So I feel it's important for me to give them that space in order for them to be able to open up and express themselves and share their thoughts and their feelings and their concerns and their joys. And that's a way for me to get to know them even more, is to let them have that space and soak it up as a dad. It means a lot, and I know sometimes it's tough. Again, like sometimes I just want to go to bed. I'm tired, but making sure I reserve that space for them and that time for them, because I think it it's necessary for just a really strong relationship and growth with them. So yeah.
Amen. I to his point, I do the same actions, you know, like I talk to my kids and I ask them a bunch of questions. I do it for a very different reason, I guess. It's kind of a subtle form of reverse psychology to where they're getting tired. I'm like, why are trees green? Where does the sky come from? How come dogs are bigger than cats? And they're like, finally like, Dad, I just want to go to bed. I'm like, yeah, how do you think I feel? So it's a very subtle form of like, see, yeah, how does your own medicine taste? Yeah, I won't shut up, won't I? Yeah, okay, what about this? I can't sleep, I'm nervous, blah, blah, blah. Kidding. No, it's great.
I did have one the other night, and this might be TMI, but
Never.
My youngest daughter, she said, she was like, Dad, I wish I was a boy. And I go, oh, okay, interesting. Why would you say that, honey? And she was like, because I don't want to be pregnant. I said, that's a fair concern. That is a fair concern. I was like, however, you know, you don't have to get pregnant. And she's like, really? How do I not get pregnant? I'm like, that's a conversation for a later date. I was like, don't worry about it now. You can't right now. You're fine. And a few moments go by, and then she goes,
Let's do it.
does it hurt when you get your first period? And I go, that's it. Daniil, get in here. Did you do this on purpose? And she goes, yeah, I guess you wouldn't know. I'll talk to Mom about that. I'm like, that sounds like a very reasonable idea. So again, that's the kind of like, you know, you allow them that to ask those questions and to feel that comfortable and to speak to you in a way that they can't speak to their teachers or their peers and or even their siblings, you know. And so even though it was highly uncomfortable for me to have those questions asked, I truly appreciated what was underneath all that, and that was the safe space that she felt like she was in. So,
Amazing.
yeah.
It's funny enough, literally this week, I was somewhere, I had something to do, and so I got home and Jen was with our boys, Tom and Shep, who are 13 and 11, and I don't know how it came up, I wasn't there, but apparently they were talking about having kids and another brother or sister or whatever, and Jen was kind of like, well, you know, to Tom, she was like, for you, it took a while. Like we were ready for you, because I think she was saying like, Shep, he just happened. Like we weren't not trying. We were aware it was a possibility, but we weren't trying for the adults in the room. And so Tom's like, what do you mean? Like it took a while? And she's like, yeah, we tried for like a year. And Shep goes, a year? Like how many days is that? And she's like, well, like 365 days. And Shep goes, you had sex for 365 days.
Dad, you beast!
Which we did not, but to hear Jen tell the story, she's like, your dad's a stud. Literally this week.
Okay, the idea, Shep.
Exactly.
Okay, all right, we're off the rails already.
Good morning.
This is
Good morning.
fantastic.
Yeah.